What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the New Orleans Pelicans, and we're going to be talking about how they just took another step in the right direction, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, looking at the New Orleans Pelicans so far this season, they have a record of 21-32, and that's good enough for 10th place in the Western Conference, and right now the Pelicans are occupying that final spot in the Western Conference playing tournament. If the season was to end today, the New Orleans Pelicans will have a shot at cracking that 8th seed and getting to the playoffs. And I think, what the Pelicans are doing this season, when you take things into context, their season has been really impressive. First and foremost, not having a guy like Zion Williamson out on the court. And we all know he averaged 28 points per game, but that's just not the gist of it. Having Zion out on the court makes life so much easier for his teammates because he attracts so much attention, and his impact on the game is very big because, you can't guard him, one-on-one. So, then there's that. And then also, man, the Pelicans were also, Brandon Ingram missed a lot of time towards the beginning of the season, and that also catered to them getting off to a bad start. And you got to give the Pelicans credit because they could have threw this season down the drain, and they could have said, yeah, we just gonna tank. But Willie Green, he rallied his troops, getting Brandon Ingram back healthy. They figured out how to win some games without Zion Williamson, and now they've climbed all the way back up to the 10th seed, and they have a shot at the playoff contention. And yesterday, the Pelicans, they made headlines, kind of a blockbuster deal. And this was a move to help their playoff push, and not only help their playoff push, but help their team in the future. They went and traded away Josh Hart, Nikhil Alexander, Thomas Zadarsky. I hope I say this guy's name right. Didi Louzada, several draft picks for CJ McCollum, Larry Nash Jr., and Tony Snell. Now, me personally, I'm a big fan of this trade, and I feel like the only troublesome side of this trade is that CJ McCollum is, he's over the age of 30, and he's coming off signing $100 million plus extension that he's in his second year of. So if the Pels wanted to move, McCollum later in that contract, I think it might be kind of hard if CJ McCollum is on the decline and he's not playing up to his contract. It might be hard for the Pelicans to move him. But I think for right now, for the present, and for at least the next couple of seasons, it's going to pan out to be a great move for the Pelicans, because CJ McCollum kind of gives he gives the Pelicans everything they kind of need. The Pelicans are when it comes to efficiency ratings, they're like in the lower ranks and pick and roll situations, catch and shoot situations, and ISO situations. And CJ McCollum, all three of those things are his game. CJ McCollum, he can catch one of the best sharpshooters in the NBA over his whole span of his career. He's been in the NBA for 13 years. He's a career 39% three-point shooter. Like, that's just, that's insane. And then also, he's very good in the pick and roll. And I wouldn't say he's not like his main game isn't playmaking, but if the defense forces him to make the right pass, he has no problem doing that. And that's something that the New Orleans Pelicans that's something the New Orleans Pelicans desperately need right now. And then ISO scoring. CJ McCollum is a guy that can cook and eat. The Pelicans got a couple of guys on their team. They can eat, but some of them guys can't cook. And CJ McCollum, he brings isolation to the team, and he's really gonna help them guys in that area. And then I think CJ McCollum, let's just say he's a very cool guy, and I think he's gonna come into New Orleans, and I think he's gonna want to be there and help these young guys turn their season around, because CJ McCollum isn't an arrogant person like, I'm not gonna play here, I'm not gonna play there. I think he's gonna welcome the team with open arms, and I think they're gonna welcome him with open arms. So there's there's that. And then also this trade also adds depth to their front court. Larry Nash Jr., he's not a scrub, and we all know with Zion Williamson out, with Zion Williamson out, the Pelicans can, they can use that, that size and depth to their front court. And, and it's going to be really interesting to see, who gets the minutes, in this rotation, or who gets the starting position, because, Jackson Hayes has been playing some really good basketball over his last 4 games. I think he's averaging like 17 points and 8 rebounds over his last 4 games. He's really starting to heat up. And Jackson Hayes, he's a guy that, he's flashing his potential, but it's just, he's so young, and, it seems like he's just not there yet mentally. Like, we see him getting in trouble off the court and stuff. And I feel like, if he can just 100% focus on basketball and get his mind right, he can make this New Orleans Pelicans team very dangerous, especially when Zion Williamson come back. If they can have Valanciunas, Jackson Hayes, and then Zion, they can go really big and then still be able to, space the floor with 2 bigs that can shoot. So, that'll be really interesting. But, the Pelicans, they also acquired Larry Nash Jr. from this team. And he's another big that you have to respect his 3-point shot, because he's gotten better as a 3-point shooter. And, that's all that the Pelicans need, because Zion Williamson, he showed that, he's one of the best scorers when it comes to scoring inside the paint. So what the Pelicans want to surround him with is, shooting big. So, they got a couple of them over there in New Orleans. Larry Nash Jr. can hit the 3. Jackson Hayes can hit it. And then Jonas Valanciunas, he can hit the 3 ball as well. So, the New Orleans Pelicans, they did acquire a lot of good value. And that means that they had to give up valuable pieces to get this stuff. Josh Hart was probably having the best season of his career, shooting 50% from the field, shooting the 3 ball at a good clip, averaging a career high in points and assists. And then also he was averaging like 7 rebounds per game. And, that's really good for a guy his size. And, I know the Pelican fans hate to see him go, and they have a right to, because like he was playing some really good basketball, not only on the offensive end but on the defensive end as well. And it seemed like he was really coming into his own. So you hate to see it. You hate to see Josh Hart go, but CJ McCollum right now in this stage, he's just gonna fill a lot of the holes that the New Orleans Pelicans need to be filled. And then they gave up Nickeil Alexander-Walker, another young player. We don't know what he's gonna pan out to be yet. And then they also had to give up, I think it was a 2022 protected 1st-round pick. I'm not sure, but they had to, give up some good value to, to make this trade happen. And I'm just thinking about it when Zion Williamson come back, it's going to be interesting what their starting lineup is going to be, because I think out of these 6 players, let me see, you got C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Herbert Jones, Zion Williamson, Valanciunas. Is that 5? I think that should be their starting 5 right there. CJ at the 1, Jones at the 2, Brandon Ingram at the 3, Zion, and then Jonas Valanciunas. So, that's going to be, really interesting to see, because Herbert Jones, he's so versatile. He can guard, any position you need him to guard on defense, and then he can do multiple things on the offensive side of the basketball. So, the New Orleans Pelicans, they continue to move in the right direction. We're going to see. We don't know if they're done at the trade deadline. They might make some more moves. It's going to be really interesting. My favorite part of the season, because it seems like we always we get hit with a bombshell, because I definitely did not see this trade coming. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below if you're a fan of this deal or not, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.